You actually did a very good job in the introduction. I mean, Nashville in the United States, it's called Music City. It's the heart of country music. It's where country music really began with the Grand Ole Opry and grew up from there. And it still is there, and it still comes out of there. So we're just telling the stories of the singers, the songwriters. I play a guitar player, Deacon Claiborne, who's been in love with the superstar Raina James forever. You're a younger, up-and-coming artist.
I play a character called Gunner Scott, who's an aspiring, country singer-songwriter, and I get to sing with Claire Bowen, who plays a character called Scarlett, who is also, in that same world. So.
You get some great names in Nashville, don't you? So yeah, Deacon and Gunner.
Yeah, I tell you what, you're not joking. I mean, I've been acting a long time. When I read that script, even before I read anything else, I said, Deacon Claiborne. I want to play a guy named Deacon Claiborne.
It works, doesn't it? Really. I'm always surprised in a way, and we've talked about Nashville over here for a few years now. I'm always surprised that a show like this didn't exist previously, given how big country music is in America. That there wasn't one before, featuring a drama built around country music.
That's what drew me to it immediately. When we got to Nashville, there had been shows or movies about Nashville, and they were all a little gun-shy. Of course, any industry or any town that has been represented on television or movies, they're always a little like, don't make us, they would say to us, don't make us look stupid, but that was never our intention. We just wanted to focus and show the heart of that great city, and that was really great when they said you're doing it right. That's what made it the best.
Oh, the first thing we noticed about you, of course, is that you have a lovely British accent.
I do!
So you're actually here from the UK. How did you end up in this show?
Well, it's quite a life changer, really. I grew up in Cornwall. I'm from Penzance, so a long way from Nashville. And I trained as an actor in London, and I graduated in 2008. And
worried getting that right, because
oh, absolutely, yeah. I mean, funnily enough, the character when I auditioned for the role, the character is actually from Texas. He's Gunner's from Austin. But I did audition in a very general kind of like, hey man, dude, what's up? I'm Gunner, like a Californian, chilled American guy. and then maybe 3 or 4 days before we actually flew out there, they said, oh, by the way, he's actually from Texas. Just so you know.
Oh, you had to rethink the whole
so
thing.
So I had to, do a little extra prep.
And the good thing is that there's lots of singing in it, and you're bringing the singing here to the UK, aren't you?
Yes, we are.
We're very fortunate. There's a lot of shows with a great fan base that really love them, and with social media you get to find that out, but they don't get to go on tour like we do.
This is the evidence, because you're on stage singing, and that's why you got the job, isn't it? Because you can sing.
The wonderful thing about the creation of this show is that the producers were adamant that they were to find actors that were singers, that were musicians, that weren't dialing it in, that weren't faking how to play guitar. Everybody on the show, all my friends on the show are such talented musicians and singers, and it's such a great thing to be able to showcase that.
To get to do both, there's so many actors that are also musicians, and it's rare that you get a chance to do both. I got to do it over 20 years ago when I played Buddy Holly. Here, I was in London for about 2 years. And it was then that I got to be on Whose Line Is It Anyway with that original Whose Line cast, and I was real fortunate to get to be with them last night at the Palladium. They're doing live shows all week up in London there. So for me, these two shows are bookends. Buddy, and I got to do music there, and Whose Line got to do music there, but it took a long, long time before Nashville came around.
And there's no doubt it's got a huge amount of credibility. You get some big stars coming to be on the show, don't you?
I had Series 4 hasn't aired here yet. It's just been taken over by Sky Living, so we'll be coming. I would think.
Yeah, but popular demand.
But yes, absolutely. So I believe this summer it's airing over here. But yeah, a little spoiler, but I got to actually duet with Sir Elton John in one of the penultimate episodes of this coming series. So it's something to look forward to, and that was an absolute, a life changer.
That's a good special.
I was a little jealous. That was fantastic. We've had so many Nashville country stars as well from the very beginning. Vince Gill, Brad Paisley has been on our show. Florida Georgia Line,
Kelly Clarkson,
brilliant
crossover artists.
But that means that they see something in it that is authentic to them, and when we have them on, it makes it even more authentic.
How's your English accent?
Well, not too good. It's been a while. It's been a little. I certainly couldn't come over here and do a show like he does.
Thank you so much.
Difficult that.
Thank you very much indeed. It's great to see you. Thank you.
Guys.
And the Nashville cast will be touring the UK this month. Series 4, as I mentioned, is back on our screens later this summer.